Ooh, spooky. If one thing is true, the fact is that the fast pace and changing terrain of the media and film industry calls for top-notch tech. Top-notch tech. What is wrong with my lips today? Top-notch tech to keep up. And everyone seems to be moving towards high def, you know, that beautiful, crisp, big screen. Even when it comes to behind-the-scenes work, you've got to work in high definition. Here today to talk about work on a new film in high def, our film and production pro from the Pixel Corps, Alex Lindsay.
Hi.
You're doing, Pixel Corps is doing its own movie, which is kind of neat.
We're doing our movie. This is actually someone else's movie.
Oh, you're working
this
on
is, we
another
helped
movie.
with it. What happened is we bought a new toy. So we bought what's called a Cinealta F950.
What the heck is that?
It is a very high-end HD camera.
Oh,
so this
film
is,
or digital?
It's a digital film camera. I mean, it doesn't use any celluloid, so there's
Right.
no film.
Right.
But it was used on this type of camera was used on Star Wars Episode 3, Sin City. When you need to do really high-end work, this allows you to do
cool.
that. So a friend of mine who
How much is something like that?
the retail on a camera like that is about a $250,000.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, with all the stuff that you have to add to it
Right,
and everything
right.
else. And so, now a friend of mine was actually working on a short film about Iraq and hostages and so on and so forth. And so we did some support with them. And so this is just a little bit of it's called Retaliation, and it's all about people overreacting on both sides and so on and so forth. And Carl Miller is the director. So this is the camera. And this is, as I said,
Not that big. You'd expect
it's
something
really
giant.
It's gotten a lot smaller. You know,
I mean,
it
it's about the
started
size
off.
of a video camera.
Yeah, it's not much. Yeah, it's not much different than someone was mentioning than the ones
camera.
that are sitting
Yeah,
here in the TV
yeah,
camera. This has no tape deck, so there's this cable that goes into the back of it.
Yeah.
That has power into the camera, and it's got fiber going out of the camera. So
Fiber.
Yeah, so
not
this
even coax. That's fiber.
That's fiber.
Wow.
It's the only and here you can see the guys just measuring out. They don't really depend on the autofocus or even their own eye. They
Never have
they
in
measure
film,
everything.
have
Yeah,
they?
they just
Yeah.
measure out where they need to go.
Yeah.
This is actually what we were doing tests with. This is our capture array.
How many computers is that?
Those are that's two G5s, and then we have two huge systems of RAIDs. Now
Those are the hard drives in the middle.
yeah, so the hard drives they look like computers, but what they are is 10 hard drives that are all RAID
Each?
0.
Wow.
Each one of them has 10, and they run RAID 0, and they're capable of doing about 515 megabytes a second.
RAID 0 is striping.
Yeah, it's striping it straight through so that it's writing to all the drives at the same time.
So that makes them faster, but it also means that the drive is gigantic. It's 10 times whatever you've got in there.
yeah,
2 terabytes?
It's 1.6 terabytes of storage.
Wow. Per unit.
Per unit,
and how much storage do you need for that kind of camera?
Well, the camera, this is your little DV camera puts out about a couple megabytes a second. You know, and it's got 4:1:1 compression, which means the color channels are 1/4 the resolution of the whole thing. This camera is one of only 4 or 5 different types of cameras. The one that we have that does 4:4:4, so it's full unscaled, uncompressed video. At 20,
it's uncompressed high def video.
yeah.
Holy moly! That's a lot of data.
About 190 megabytes a second.
190. Man, no wonder you need 1.6 terabyte arrays.
So you're
probably
burning
it's like half an hour. Worth
5 seconds. 5 seconds is a gigabyte.
Oh man!
So when a long, a 7 minutes sequence, like if you shoot a long piece, you're just burning up
But
data.
I understand that because film is uncompressed, so
Exactly.
you want all the detail. You want to see everything.
Right, and what we're really
You're going to put it on a big screen.
exactly, and what we're really getting ready for is the idea that the film. This is a film that we did as a test, working with Carl on Retaliation. What we're looking at in the future is we're working on a film that will be released as an experiment within the Pixel Corps.
Right.
That will be released in 2008, and what we assume is that we will never see film.
It's
So
all
we-
digital.
So we're shooting it we're shooting it at super high quality.
Right.
It's a lot of green screen, which is why the 4:4:4 really makes a difference. And we'll release it straight to digital projectors. And but let me show you a little bit more of how this stuff works. This is a smart slate. It's a little out of focus, but this we transmit the time code to the slate.
So there's no clapper boy anymore.
Yeah, we still
It's
clap
already-
it. We still
you're
clap it. There's
clapping
still
it.
a little clap there. But what the Smart Slate does is we make sure that's in screen so that we can make sure that everything's synced up.
So it has to match that number.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's on the hard drive.
It is. Final Cut has a little bit of trouble. This is us actually capturing. We just capture in Final Cut Pro 444 to the drives.
Really?
So nothing special. Yeah,
interesting.
It's funny.
That's fast enough to do that.
Yeah, well, all the work is actually being done by the RAID and by the capture card.
The disk drives,
and so the computer is really just
watching.
Yeah, it's just watching everything
looking
go by.
over the shoulder
exactly.
stuff goes by. Yeah. Can it keep up, or do you only see a few frames a second?
Yeah, you only see it about 15 frames a second or 10 frames a second while it's capturing. But then when you play it back, it plays back fine. Right. This is actually these are full HD monitors. And to give you an idea, this is a 444 monitor over here, and that's $26,000 just for the TV.
Whoa!
So one of the problems with HD is that it gets really expensive. Everything's expensive.
Will they get less expensive as everything else?
Yeah,
over time?
They're already talking about LCDs that only cost. They're LCD monitors that are HD, and they cost something like $8,000 or $10,000.
Right.
And so the
How
prices
big is
are.
that monitor?
The monitor I think is about 20. I want to say 25 inches or 20 something like that. But the big thing that makes this different, why HD is so exciting for filmmakers, is that they get to see WYSIWYG. They get to see exactly
what they're shooting.
What they're shooting. Not this is video assist. This is what they're used to looking at, which is a video output.
It's a tap into the film camera that gives them a video output, but it's not very close to what they're actually getting.
Exactly. So this is what they're used to, and we still do that. We still have that because it's kind of a tradition,
yeah.
but it's not nearly as useful. Here you can see the director looking at the video.
Look
taps.
how much better.
But yeah, you can if you go back to the
HD is like the movie,
right? And you're really getting to see it, and you can make lighting. Now this is what the set looks like. That's what sunlight looks like in a set.
Wow!
This is a 10,000 watt.
Wow.
10K light here.
That's the color temperature.
Yeah. That's the amount of power that's going through it. Now this is like when they have holes in the wall, they diffuse them here. And then they point little lights at them, so that it looks like you have gunshot holes on the inside. And you'll see it when we get to it. This is just the overhead light. So even though there's a little light that you turn on, this is what it actually looks like in the set.
It's amazing how much work goes into a movie.
When you watch it, this is everyone setting up for the shoot, and you can see that big light, coming in. But it's supposed to be given by that light up there. Here's just more setup for the shoot. A lot of measuring, it's the whole thing, to make sure that everything's focused in. One of the great things is because everything's digital. This is actually the sound recording that's going in.
That's it.
Yeah, this is. You have this little recorder here. It actually receives the time code that's coming in now, and it's got a 40 gig hard drive. Captures, sends out a digital signal back to our Final Cut Pro, which allows us to do all of this stuff. I mean, this stuff is so much more straightforward than it was only a couple of years ago.
One of the real costs of filmmaking in the past has been the stock film.
Yeah.
Do you find that people shoot differently now that they know they're shooting to a hard drive? Or
yeah, you definitely
you take more takes.
You just shoot more because if you don't like it, you delete it.
Doesn't cost.
You're like, oh, that's a bad.
It's like
take.
a digital camera.
Yeah, you just delete. It's a bad take or whatever.
Can you delete on the fly like that?
We can. Yeah, we don't usually do it. We usually just put it on hard drives and then we'll get back to it later.
Cheap.
Yeah, hard drives are cheap. And what we do is we generally the process